Oh, we got action, y'all. Yeah, and I like this one. Boy, hey, boy, I like this one. Shakur Stevenson, Sugar Shakur versus Frank the Ghost Martin. I like it, man. Now I told y'all I really wanted Keyshawn to get a hold. I really wanted Keyshawn to get a hold of Frank Martin first, but it's for the WBC scrap. Yeah, Devin getting the hell out of Dodge, champion in recess. That green belt's gonna be up for grabs. Oh man, this is gonna change the landscape once again at 135. Who walks away with the scrap, the green scrap? Man, listen, we gotta talk about it. What up, YouTube? Pigtail Heavy Bad Boxing TV, man. Get your goofy ass in here and hit the bag, hit the like button for your boy. That helps the channel. You already know I appreciate that love. Shout out my gang, man, my bag hitters. Y'all already know the count. Listen, I'm excited about this one. And like I told y'all, man, I definitely wanted Keyshawn to be in the mix because I promise you, if you look at Frank Martin's first 9 opponents and then you look at Keyshawn Davis' 9 opponents, Keyshawn like a mud. He's fought the better of the first 9 opponents in competition. So a lot of people don't think it would have made sense, Keyshawn versus Frank Martin, but I thought it made all the sense in the world because as far as the level of competition go, but Frank Martin having that Michelle Rivera fight under his belt along with the Artem Hartunian, which he didn't look that great against, I definitely, it edges him out. Plus he's 18-0, I think, with 12 knockouts. So you got to say he's earned his spot to be here through the WBC and get this shot for the title versus Shakur Stevenson. And for Shakur Stevenson, this is him going against yet another undefeated fighter. He looked spectacular getting that 6-round KO of the Japanese cat, his last out and out. And everybody's riding high on Shakur Stevenson. And when you really look at it, the skill level is crazy. And for me, in my opinion, he's the hardest guy to touch in boxing. You know what I mean? Like, if you really pay attention to Shakur's style and if you've been paying attention to his career through his 2 championships at 126 and 130, that was the main thing. That was the biggest thing coming to every fight. How many times can you actually touch Shakur? How many blows can you land if you can land any at all? So that defense of Shakur Stevenson is just buttoned all the way up. And when he's the definition, he's like the walking definition of make a motherfucker miss, make a motherfucker pay. He need to put that shit across his trunks. You feel me? So extremely dangerous, Shakur Stevenson. But listen, Frank ain't no slouch. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to judge him versus last outing against Artem Hartunian. Now, Hartunian is a tough bastard. He had 2 really, really big back-to-back tough fights against the undefeated Michelle Rivera, man, the kid that kind of looked like Ali. I had a lot of stock in him. You know what I mean? I thought that was going to be a really, really good matchup, and Frank washed him. Now, again, there was some growing pains against Hartunian, but he pulled it out. He soaked it up. He dug deep, and he pushed through that fight. Wasn't the greatest, but he got the job done, and that's a indicator of having that dog. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think Frank is lacking that dog, and I don't think we've seen Shakur Stevenson in a fight where he really had to show that dog. Listen, for the most part, I feel like all of this shit been a cakewalk for Shakur Stevenson, bro. It's really been a cakewalk. And on paper, you know what I'm saying, and judging off previous performances from Frank Martin, you would like to think he will pose some kind of problems for Shakur Stevenson, right? You feel like he'll be able to win that inside battle. I don't think nobody stands a chance on the outside with Shakur Stevenson, but I think it's a fight Frank's got to make ugly, and that's not typically his style. He's not a get inside brawler bruiser. He's a really, really good boxer as well, and he likes to kind of be on the outside too. Now he mixes it up for sure. But I just don't believe there's going to be an outside game for him to win versus Shakur Stevenson. So he might have to get out of his element, out of his comfort zone a little bit to try and make this fight ugly with Shakur Stevenson. And that's the only way I feel like a style that could present Shakur some problems. Like, you really need like that Sean Porter style versus Shakur Stevenson. You gotta get that motherfucker as uncomfortable as possible, because if not, he's just got a superb ability to sit out there on the outside and pick your ass apart. And that's exactly what the shorter Frank Martin could very well experience if they do actually fight. Just a frustrating ass whipping from the outside. You know what I'm saying? Now, on the 5th, this fight was supposed to go to purse bid, but it didn't. It looks like they got it together. So I think that's another indicator that this fight is actually happening. Then I seen reports that it could be in November or December. And most likely on ESPN, because you got to remember, Frank Martin is a PBC fighter with Man Down Promotions. This is Earl Spence's guy. That's another really exciting element of this fight. Like I did a piece a week or two ago about, of course, Shakur Stevenson, infamous for working with Terrence Bud Crawford. You can pretty much say Terrence has probably been a mentor, being that Shakur Stevenson is 26 years old, and Bud Crawford, I think this month, I believe, will be turning 36 years old. So there's a 10-year difference there. So he's probably been more like a big brother / mentor to Shakur Stevenson. And I think that has translated in Shakur's game. He's been working with Bud Crawford for a very long time. And then you got the older Frank Martin at 28 years old, who's been working with Earl Spence. And of course, this is Earl Spence kind of like flagship fighter for Man Down Promotions. So it's really kind of back to Team Spence and Team Bud. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I said, he could very well lose to Bud again without ever stepping in the ring. But that's a very exciting element for this fight. You know what I mean? Because most people who like Bud Crawford will probably lean towards a Shakur Stevenson, and most of the Earl Spence fans will probably lean towards a Frank Martin. And listen, my pick ain't got shit to do with Bud Crawford. Now, I did pick Bud Crawford to beat Earl Spence. I stayed on the fence for a long time. Y'all know that. Jumped off, picked Bud. Purely based off experience. I thought he had a bigger bag. And you can't ignore a 10-fight knockout streak at the time. So with Shakur Stevenson, for me, it's the mere fact that nobody ever really touches this dude. And you got to work hard to touch Shakur Stevenson. You're going to have to work harder than you ever worked in your life to lay a finger on this kid. You know what I'm saying? And he can frustrate you from the outside. That's why I feel like it has to be a ugly fight. Like, he really needs a straight up Terminator style to get on the inside and try and do some type of work versus Shakur, because I don't think it's going to be much work that you can do on the outside. But because of that button-up defense, and because he can catch and shoot so well, because the accuracy is just so amazing from Shakur Stevenson, it's hard for me to think that Frank Martin can edge him out on the cards. And I do believe Shakur has a chin. We've yet to really see that button get touched. So we don't know for sure. But I believe so. I seen him when he did get touched a few times. It looked like he ate it very well. When Oscar Valdez landed a few decent shots, but off that based off that alone, the buttoned up defense, the accuracy, the ability to catch and shoot, the defense is just so crazy. I feel like it's just hard for me to see Frank Martin outscoring him for 12 rounds, and I don't see him knocking him out. Could very well surprise us. We got to see. All right, I like this fight. Definitely, if you rock with the channel, we want to keep an eye on this one, man. They should be announcing everything probably in a day or two here to make it all the way official, if they haven't already did. If they did, let me know in the comment section. Share the link so we all can know. All right, that's all I got for y'all on this one, man. Big T.O. heavy bag. I got Unc with me. He don't like you niggas. I really don't like you niggas. Talk to him, Roger.
Most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing.